guys, Profe Pablo here, Spanish teacher turned Minecraft engineer. Here we go with the second part of my video on the only farm you will ever need in Minecraft. So, if you haven't seen the first video, you definitely need to watch it, but this is the farm. It's basically an iron farm and villager trading hall all at the same time. But before we move on, I want to make some adjustments to my villagers, and then we'll start building stuff that'll help the villagers trade with us. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember, we had a miscellaneous room over here. I don't need those many Fletchers. I need some of these guys to have brewing stands so that they become clerics, because clerics will eventually trade ender pearls. And that's useful. And I can get rid of all my rotten flesh. Let me run over here, check on my iron farm. After checking everything looks good, let's go ahead and make this a combo farm. So, to make this a combo farm, I need to find the fishermen. Let me just go around my trading hall here. Here they are. And I want my fishermen to trade fish, so I need somewhere that'll give me fish. I think I'm going to put it right here in this kind of transition area that I talked about. So I'm going to break some blocks, place down a double chest. I'm going to go ahead and close that off. I want my fish to go in there. So I'm definitely going to need a hopper here. And I'm going to build a platform out because on this farm I'm going to have kind of some item sorters. Not going to lie, I have an idea of what I want to do, but I haven't practiced this part before, so this should be interesting. I'm going to place another... disappearing hoppers. I'm going to place another hopper here. I'm going to place a double chest here. Skip a block, place a double chest here. Skip another block, place a double chest here. Then I'm going to place hoppers in the back of each one of these chests. I'm going to keep building up this platform back here. Probably going to have to throw leaves on this so golems don't spawn. I'm going to build one there, there. So from the back of these, you're coming out 4 blocks. Then I'm going to build up this part right here and place down hoppers going in. Now, wait a minute. Nope, I have to have a row like that. Just like that, and like that. Then I grab my comparators. Place one here, here, and here. Do my redstone here, here, here. All the way across on each one. Now, where the redstone comes down, I'm going to break this block. I'm going to take a repeater, put it here. It's going to pull the signal from this one in here, pushing it through this block. This is where my torch goes. But I have to do that on each one of these. So over here, I have to carve out a little more. There we go. And there we go. Then I'm placing one here and here. Okay, I can leave that redstone covered up so it doesn't get messed up. There we go. Now I take hoppers and I crouch and I place them pointing into the comparator just like that. Has to be pointing, you kind of have to point to the side of the comparator. Now I can come up one more block and crouch and place this going like that. I'm going to place a chest on top, which kind of slows the whole thing down so that doesn't mess up the sorting. Then I will place also a hopper on top if it will stop disappearing. There we go. Now I am going to build this last one out just a little bit, and I'm going to have all my extra stuff come out into this chest. Okay, in this first one, since it's going down to the chest inside, I want fish. So I'm going to take a placeholder block, a block that will never go through this system like farmland. Place it like that. So I placed one all the way across, and I'm filling the second slot up all the way up to the number 41. That makes 44 items in total. Then I take my raw cod, place one here, and then one more. That'll send one through, but keep one here so that only cod goes through this sorter. Then I do the same thing over here, one in each slot, and then 41 here. And then I'm going to put 2 raw salmon, because everybody likes salmon. And then over here I'm going to do bones, since we're going to get a lot of bones from this, which I can use for bone meal. 1 bone, 2 bones. Okay, from here I'm going to take some glass. because I'm going to make a drop chute, kind of. I'm going to place one there and build up quite a ways. I want to be far enough from the ocean that fish don't spawn down there. I've heard people say 120, but I also don't want to go so high that golems stop spawning. So there's a golem there. I know they're spawning here at level 100. That should be fine. Okay, come back down here. I'm going to finish off this drop chute by building this glass up. The reason I'm using glass is so I can see. Cool, there we go. Now I have my drop chute. I'm going to go ahead and make this top all solid blocks. Just like that. Now this part's tricky. You're probably going to have to break some pieces of this, but you need a dropper. And that dropper needs to be facing down, so I'm going to place a block there. Come down here, place a dropper. There we go. So now I have a dropper facing down, and I need everything to go into that dropper. So I will need a hopper, solid block. From this hopper, I'm going to come this way. Let's see, I'm going to come out this way a little bit. There we go. Now I need a system that unloads what my farm's going to give me, so I'm going to place a comparator, a block, redstone torch, block on top of the comparator, like that, block on top of this torch, redstone dust, and powered rails going there, and there, one more, there. Now from here, I'm going to build out a platform 20 by 20. So 1, 2. Now you have to make sure that this part's over the ocean or it's not going to work. That is a big platform, which is good. We need lots of fish. Now this can get tricky, but what you're going to have to do is come out on this side, and you're going to need to run a row of blocks right underneath this. And you can use scaffolding, use whatever you need to get up here, or just build temporary blocks. You figure it out. You're over water, so if you fall, it's no big deal. And then you're going to place redstone torches just like that, right under this row, which is opposite of that thing. Now take powered rails. You can just use one on this side, but since I am on creative, I'm going to use 3. Now, if you run into this problem, we're going to have to do regular rails first. So let's go ahead and take our regular rails and run them all the way, all the way this way, skipping and then coming back around. The reason we're going to do regular rails first is because now if we break it and place down the power rails, they connect to that instead of connecting to each other. Go ahead and fill up the platform full of rails. That is a lot of rails, but we have the iron for it, thanks to our golems. Come over to where this ends, build out 1, 2 blocks, take a lever, place it on this, flip it on, then we're going to take these 3 rails and replace them with powered rails, just like that. Now we can run our powered rails here on the other side, no problem. They're turning on because of the torches, and they won't connect because we already ran the other rails. Okay, you'll get something that looks like this. Now you're going to get a lot of magma. If you have been to the nether, this should not be a problem, but you're going to run magma over each one of these rails, filling up the entire 20 by 20 platform. Okay, then come to one side, build 1 block, and then you're going to build a 1 row column all the way around. Not sure what I meant by 1 row column, but you get what I mean. You're building a border around this thing. Now, get your 2 buckets of water. I'm going to do this in survival to show you it can be done. Stand on the edge, place a bucket of water, take your other bucket, skip a block, place it. Where you see bubbles, that is a water source. So you can grab from there, skip 2, grab from there, skip 2. You get the point. Do that all the way to the other side. Try not to fall in. Okay, once you've done one side, grab from the bubbles and do the other side as well. Now, we have to act quickly. You can see there's already fish over there. And once these things start producing, they will lag your game out if this thing gets too full, which means we need to be collecting them as soon as possible. So over on this side, I'm going to build a repeater clock. I could do the fancy one that only works if something is in there, but I'm gonna do an easier one and just do observers. So one observer facing out, one observer facing in, that'll work. Grab my minecart with a hopper, send him on his way. It takes him a while to go the whole way, but that's okay. All right, our minecart is coming back. He's going to stop here and unload. As you can see, he's unloading like crazy. Stuff is being dropped down, and it should be filtered. Good, we've got bones, salmon, and the cod is going down here. I mean, look at how many cod we got right off the bat. So we can take said cod, come over here, and get emeralds. But we have to level these guys up first. I forgot about that. So a lot of the best trades to get emeralds back, you have to level back up. We can use coal here, or we can trade with these guys paper and get emeralds, or we could trade with the other guys, the Fletchers, and get sticks. For emeralds, we could do that and then level the other guys up. I'm going to imagine I have a bunch of coal laying around, so I'm going to go ahead and level this guy up. Then once that happens, you can go over here, trade him, and get emeralds back for raw fish. Now, if you AFK here, this thing is going to fill up big time, especially if you AFK high above the water so that no fish are spawning in the water. So to make sure we can AFK up there, what you might want to do is build a ladder. So I'm just going to take this column down here. I mean, you could build a bubble elevator too. Take my ladder. Oh, ladder doesn't go on glass, but vines do. And lucky for you, I just built a vine farm this past week. There we go, I can break that, come all the way up, and just stand here in AFK. I can make myself a little AFK booth if I want to protect me from phantoms. That's up to you. But as you can see, this farm is super productive, constantly producing fish and other goodies, and you will get emeralds from your fishermen. As you can see, our iron is also working really well. So watch this. I'm going to level this guy up to the next phase. And now I could trade him iron for emeralds. You get quite a few. Eventually he will trade out. Let me level up this guy. Look, I've got a couple stacks of iron already. This is great. You get the idea. And even being down here, I'm already getting fish. So you do get fish from up there just by being down here. But again, I suggest AFKing up top. Well, guys, I thought this was going to be a two-part video series, but I got so inspired by the fish, I think I'm going to make a paper farm off of this thing to trade with my villagers. So I will see you in part 3. Thanks for watching.